Today, I'm going to show you all some artifacts from America's largest free black settlement. During the War of 1812, the British actually started to offer enslaved people freedom if they would join the British Army. And so about 4,000 formerly enslaved people actually joined the British, and they made up a large component of what became known as the Corps of Colonial Marines. In 1814, the British built a post or a fort along the Apalachicola River at a site called Prospect Bluff. And over the next couple years, the population of this post grew, and it was mostly made up of formerly enslaved people, their men, soldiers, and their families, as well as many Red Stick warriors. The well-defended fort quickly became a refuge for freedom seekers and their families and gave life to a large, fast-growing Maroon community. Now, this document actually talks about some of the armaments that they had were of cannon, 4 12-pounders, 1 howitzer, and 2 cohorns, which were basically like mortars, about 3,000 stands of small arms, and near 3,000 barrels of powder and ball. With pressure from powerful American enslavers, however, U.S. forces led an expedition to destroy it in 1816. Single cannon shot landed a direct hit in the powder magazine and set off a deadly explosion. This is actually a barrel band. This is made out of brass, and this was probably from one of the powder kegs that actually exploded that caused all the tragic deaths that occurred that day. There's some melted shot. These were used in the standard kind of British muskets or muzzle loaders. This is actually a chunk of cannon. So as I read in that document, there were 4 12-pounder cannons that were mounted on the fortification at Prospect Bluff, and this is a piece of that cannon that exploded at the site. This is a bayonet. This is from a brown Bess that was issued to the Colonial Marines who were stationed at Prospect Bluff with all their families. This is a silver pendant that was worn by probably one of the many warriors who were stationed at Prospect Bluff, the Creek, Choctaw, Miccosukee, Seminole, and Yuchi people. These artifacts will all be on display as part of our new exhibit, the Maroon Marines, that will go on display here at the Destination Archaeology Resource Center on March 4th, 2022, and remain on display until the fall. And many of these artifacts you can also find on our Sketchfab page that we've turned into 3D models.